Good evening, everyone. Hope you can see my screen and am I audible?
Yes.
Great. A warm welcome to the Product Leadership Festival hosted by Institute of Product Leadership. We are now on the day 5, the day of the grand finale. Some of you may have attended the product and data edition of the festival. Happy to see you back at the design edition. To the attendees new to the festival, we are delighted to have you with us. Once again, a hearty welcome to all. We want to share with you the precious insights from the previous festivals. We have made publicly available 30 plus very amazing knowledge sharing sessions. Please check out the URL you see on the screen. This is available on your chat window also. Before we start today's session, let me give you a glimpse into the Institute of Product Leadership. Founded in 2012, the Institute is a global B school for technology and product innovators. We have 2,000 plus alumni who run successful business units in the world. We have partnered with 4 universities, including the University of Houston. We are also a knowledge sharing partner for organizations worldwide. The first session of the day is the open conference that we have been eagerly waiting for. The 2 speakers who got voted maximum get an opportunity to present before you. Isn't that exciting? Now, any questions that you may want to ask the presenters, please ask them in this LinkedIn thread, which is dedicated to them. Please scan this QR code, or you can find the questions URL on your chat window. Please make sure to ask the questions in this dedicated URL itself. I'm very pleased to welcome Suresh here. Suresh is the UX design leader with IBM. He's also the open conference chair. Suresh, I'm very, very happy to have you with us. Please take over.
Thank you, Menika. Hello and welcome everyone to this open conference part of the Product Leadership Festival and the Design Edition of 2020. As Menika mentioned, we have 2 presentations today under the open conference, and those were highest voted by the audience, by all of you. The first one will begin with Dipayan Thakur, and he'll be talking to us on ROI of UX design, and followed by Bhavana, and she'll be talking about improving customer experience in search results page at Big Basket. So before Dipayan takes over, let me speak a little about him, trying to introduce him to you. So Dipayan is a very passionate product manager. He's passionate about following the mantra of do it with passion or let's not do it. He's self-trained chef like many of us, and keeps on experimenting with multiple cuisines. He's a sports enthusiast, but watching it, not really playing it. His expertise lies in building customer-specific solutions in business process automation space. And as a senior manager at Conduent, currently is leading the implementation teams focusing on the omni-channel communication services, including customer communication management. He has worked extensively in the business of process automation, document processing, classification, ADR, and data extraction, OCR, imaging and scanning products in the processing field, in the workflow-based systems. And like I said earlier, he's going to talk to us today on the ROI or return of investment of UX design in any particular company. So that being said, welcome Dipayan, and over to you. Take it away.
Hey, Suresh, thanks. Somehow I'm not able to enable my video. It's the host is stop sharing your video, so I'm not sure. And I'm trying to open my video. It says the host. Yeah, okay.
Yes, we can see you now.
Here I am. Thanks. So thanks, Suresh, for your kind introduction, and I'm glad to have you here in the Saturday afternoon. I know many of you have their own me time planned with Netflix and Amazon, and I'm sorry about that. So I'm spoiling your Saturday evening. But I'm going to talk to you about a very interesting session on ROI of UX. But before that, I would like to thank all of you for your wonderful support for voting me and nominating me to be here today. And thanks to IPL as always. They have been doing a great job uh, having sessions like this and allowing people like me to participate and talk to you guys. So without wasting too much of time, I'll start to share my content. Okay, here I am. So today I'm going to tell you about the ROI of UX design, and I'll tell you some interesting story around that. So the first one is the $300 million button. So once upon a time, back in 2008, there is a major e-commerce company which come to a problem to an UX agency saying that they are having a problem that the people who are coming to their site, they are trying to buy the product, but they are not able to buy the product because they are keep forgetting their password and username. And the retailer can be Amazon or Best Buy, as there are many theories runs around which actually the e-commerce company this solution has been built, because the UX agency led by Jared Spool, they never disclose because of the non-disclosure agreement clause to the client for whom they did this solution for. But there is, irrespective of that, I'm going to tell the background scene, what happened behind the scene. So here it is. So whenever someone try to buy some product from their website or the e-commerce site, once they select the product and before they add to the cart, and before they make the checkout button, they need to enter their email address and password to make the transaction successful. But this is a friction for the user, right? Many of us if you remember, right? So how many of us still remember the password and email address? Many of us, we don't, right? And many of us, they don't even know if they have already created an account in this site earlier, or they have not created this account. So the UX team sit with these users to try to understand what actually it is happening, why there is so many people, they are not able to complete this checkout button and buying the product from the e-commerce site. So they did ask few questions to those users. They sat with the analytics team to capture some of the data, and forget your password and you want to do something, you click on the forget password button. And it's around 40 people. That's not bad, right? So 40% out of 100, that's not really very bad. But then again, they did more research on this 40% of people asking questions. How many of this 40% of people really go to their email address and then reset the password? And the answer is only 10. That's a significant drop in the numbers. And now they ask the most important questions. How many out of these 10 people, how many of them actually resetting the password, coming back to the website, and then logging again and complete the transaction? Any guesses? It's only 2 people. So out of 100, only 2 people are really converting to their actual paying customer. And that's a big loss for the company like Amazon. There'll be a huge drop in their revenue. So the UX team sit together and then they discover a new button. And the very first time in the history of UX, there's a new button come up like checkout as guest. So they did everything the user needs to do to buying a product, but they're bypassing the authentication because they don't want people to use their password before they go forward, right? So that works because if you know your password from an existing customer, you don't need to ask them again and again to do the same thing. That works well for the new customer, but that doesn't work, and the experience is really bad if there is already a paying customer and they have already used your product. So they replace this checkout button with the checkout as guest, and this design tweak has made a great impact on the overall revenue as well as the cost for the earning cost of the company. So there are 80% reset password request has been dropped, and the overall sales and the revenue has been increased $300 million per year. So that is how this button is called the 300 million button. But in everyday's world, you will not come across so many magical buttons. The story in reality is quite different. So if you see on a real case like some of the newcomer for the e-startup or the e-commerce player, so for every 100,000 visitors that are coming to your website, if they don't find your product or your landing page quite interesting, they will drop off, because the user attention, to grab the user attention is very only for a few seconds. Only 6 to 8 seconds a user normally spend on a digital product to go, either he want to engage with your product, move forward on the journey, getting converted into the real paying customer. So that's only 2%, but it depends on company to company, industry